to second lesson, and today we'll talk about how we can set up the right platform to actually acquire the signals. As usual, our target is to help 50,000 e-commerce within the next 3 years to achieve a minimum annual online sales revenue of 15 billion ringgit. As of now, from February to September, we have achieved 51 million. We have helped Peasy users to achieve more than 51 million ringgit in terms of online sales, and we hope to, accelerate the pace further. So, as I mentioned earlier on, setup is all about putting the necessary foundation framework set up to grab signals. So, for example, this is code snippet. We would place this in our website. So this is an example of a code snippet. We will place this in our website. This is Google Tag Manager. And from Google Tag Manager, we can configure our Facebook pixel and our Google Analytics pixel tag to start recording and capturing data about the customer. Once you have placed all this information into your website, you can actually start looking at who are the people who is coming in to buy, who are the people who are not buying, who are the people who are leaving. Okay? So let me explain a bit how this can work, right? So, for example, let's just say I'm buying Facebook ads, and Facebook know every information about me as a Facebook user, correct? Okay? So when I click on a Facebook ad, okay, let's say I click on ad XYZ, okay? Now, what will happen is I will be directed to the website. Okay. Now, when I reach the website, okay, because there's a cookie implanted here, all right? Now, this cookie, because the cookie only can know me by my cookie ID, all right? It doesn't know my name. So this cookie report back to Facebook and say, look, user 1234 visited this website. Okay. Now, inside Facebook database, they will have a table that link 1234 is Ben. Okay? So the website only know user 1234. They do not know 1234 is Ben. So they go back and tell Facebook that, hey, user 1234 visited this website. Okay? And inside Facebook, because Facebook know 1234 is Ben, right? Because they are the one who assigned that ID. So they said, okay, Ben actually visited this website. And Ben a while ago had clicked on an ad XYZ, which brings people to the website. So Facebook will then say, Ben visited the website because of ad XYZ. Does that make sense?
Okay. First is from here.
No.
Then click on the ad.
Yes.
Click on the ad. Okay. And then from cookie, they can read that this user, they cannot recognize this is Ben.
Exactly. They do not know that it's Ben.
Yeah.
So what they will know is that cookie will just report. Right? Okay. The cookie don't even know that Ben actually clicked on XYZ. They will just report back to the Facebook that a while ago, user 1234 visited my website. That's all it does. It just tells Facebook 1234 visited my website. So Facebook, in their data, they will know that 1234 is Ben. And they check back just a few seconds ago, user 1234 or Ben click on ad XYZ that leads to the same website. Okay? So they will give the credit. They will then summarize and say, Ben visited this website because he clicked on ad XYZ. Does that make sense? So then the AI in Facebook will learn, okay, for every user like Ben, the best thing to do to get him to visit the website is to show them ad XYZ, right? So once you have set up all this tag and pixel, what you are able to do is that you can check for each event in your website, how many people trigger it. So for example, this is our website, Peasy website, right? So we can track how many people came to our website, check out the pricing page, how many people actually connected to Facebook account or Google ad account in Peasy, how many people log in, how many people actually create an audience for their campaign and how many people actually create a campaign. How we are able to do that is the same method. Every time someone trigger an event, we report back to Facebook, and Facebook will know that event belongs to who, right? It never tells us, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 is banned, but it let us know who these people are and how many of this event happen, right? So the best way to imagine an event is to think about it like, a F1 race. In an F1 race, they will put markers at every part within the racetrack, right? So imagine this racetrack is your consumer buying journey. So it starts with visit one tracker, ting, it tracks. Then they give you their personal information, a lead, ting, it tracks. Then they add the product into the shopping cart, ting, it track again. And then when they finally buy, ting, it track again. So imagine the event is a tracker in one circuit, right? So a pixel is an ID to track the car, and an event is a milestone in the one circuit. Does that make sense? So as the car goes by, you will know which car, which precise car actually trigger which event, right? So let's just say customer A starts here, stops here. Customer B starts here and went all the way to here, this whole complete circuit, right? So again, going back to measure. So measure, as I mentioned to you earlier on, we have two different types of metric. One is a directional metric that tells us whether we are doing well or not. Example of directional metric is, hey, what is my cost per conversion, my CPA? What is the number of sales I have this month? Okay, what is my profit margin this month? Right? Those are directional metric. For example, if I tell you, hey, Susan, this month our CPA is $10. Okay, I want you now to push it down from 10 to $8. With the directional metric alone, right, you cannot do anything. It doesn't tell you what to do to push it from 10 to 8, right? You do not know. This is where the insight metric comes in. The insight metric will tell you information, provide you with insight on how to push it from 10 to 8. Similar in this example, right? The directional metric tells me I am now 68 kg. I want to drop my weight to 65. I do not know, after standing on the weighing scale, how to drop the next 3 kg, right? But if I have an insight metric that tells me, okay, normally when I go swimming, I lose about 400 calories every hour. And every time I say I want to go swimming, only 10% of the time I actually went and go swimming. And the cost for me to go swimming is zero. Cycling, every time I cycle, I lose about 500 calories every hour. But every time when I want to go swimming, every time I say I want to go swimming, only out of 10 times, 3 times I will do it. And the cost is $30 and so forth and so forth. So from here with this data, I will know, okay, the most realistic way for me to achieve losing that calorie is actually swimming because my abandoning rate is lower, even though the cost calorie burn is also lower, right? So the insight metric tell you how to achieve the target. The direction metric tells you if you're heading in the right direction. Does that make sense? I'll give you a more realistic example of directional versus insight metric. Okay, this should be insight metric, my mistake. Directional metric are things like your sales volume, your sales value. Okay, this month we make 1 million sales and the sales is worth 5 million ringgit. Okay, average revenue per customer. Every customer on average buy $200 from us each month. Okay, profit margin. Oh, we have 40% profit margin. CPA, every sales we pay $5. Okay, and conversion rate. Out of 1 million people who came to our website, 30% of them buy. Conversion rate. But again, directional metric only tell you if you're heading in the right direction. It doesn't tell you what is causing this direction to go up or down. To do that, you need a insight metric. And to get insight metric, you will do minimum four different type of analysis, right? The first, we call it segment analysis, where you analyze groups of people. You group customers and users on your website based on their profitability. Okay, imagine if I'm running a second-hand car website. Okay, so I would group customers based on, okay, people who are just checking things out but don't intend to buy, people who buy mid-sized car, people who buy luxury car, people who buy family sedan, right? I will group customers based on the profitability. And after grouping each and every one of this group, I would study what are the common signals between each group. So I realized majority of people who are looking into luxury car, they have interest in Japan. They have interest in fashion. They have interest in what you call I don't know, shopping, right? I will find out what are the common factors for each group. This is called segment analysis. Same like what we have done earlier on with an espresso, we realize people who buy a machine and order more coffee pots without needing a discount coupon are married, coffee lovers, and foodie, right? People who need to get a discount before they buy are deal lovers. So we can group people based on that, right? Next is called a customer part analysis. So what a customer part analysis is to understand, right, how a customer moved from point A to point B. Point A being start of the relationship, point B being purchase. If you recall earlier on in our previous lesson, right, we were talking about every touch point costs $1, right? So if you want to reduce your cost of sales, what you do is you try to minimize the number of touch points. If the person can buy in 2 touch points, then obviously it's better to travel 4 touch points, because 4 touch points means more costs and more inconvenience and more chances that you will lose the customer. Correct? And also it's about finding the most cheapest channel to get the guy from point A to point B. That is called a customer part analysis, right? Next is a shopping basket analysis. Shopping basket analysis will try to understand, right, what is the mixture of product that would give you the maximum revenue per customer. For example, if we sell machine model A, pack it with espresso and latte flavor, we can get the person to buy more, right? If we know that majority of people who buy machine A will also buy less espresso, latte, and mocha flavor, then if someone buy that machine, straight away we recommend, hey, get the espresso and also the mocha flavor. Then we get that person to spend more money per transaction. Does that make sense? So that is called a shopping basket analysis. You will look at your inventory. You will look at the buying pattern. What are the normal mixture of products people have in their shopping basket, and you try to maximize the sales value per transaction, right? And the reason is simple. You pay a lot to get that guy to come to your website and buy. If that guy walk away with $100 sales is good, but if you walk away with $150 worth of sales, it is even better. All right. So, for example, if you have paid $30, right, to get that guy to come in, and he only buy $100 worth of product, but if you throw in another $10 coupon, he'll buy $50 more. Wouldn't that be better? So that is all about shopping basket analysis. Finally is cohort analysis. Cohort analysis is always about time. So cohort analysis is useful when you want to measure your customer loyalty. If today this guy come in and buy machine A, what or how long it takes before he come in and refill the Nespresso pots, and how often he comes in and buy the Nespresso pot. So it's about study about a relationship with the customer over time. So all this 4 analysis is not simple. In fact, it is very, very complicated, and we'll explain a bit more as we move along.